budget in so long? I think that question goes into the category of almost insurmountable. It is a lifelong job that anybody that would take it to task would be working for years to do it. All of us are not knowing from year to year how the budget's going to go up at the state, what's going to get cut, what's not going to get cut. So it would be an endeavor to create whatever legislation would eliminate more bureaucracy out of the government, more private access to secure jobs, to build manufacturing bases across the state here, and this county needs jobs desperately. If we had a manufacturing base here, or even the less taxes on them, we would be well ahead of other counties around the state. So that's what I would do. I would try to get better chances for us.
Thank you. Mr. Johnson?
Well, as we all know, Oregon is not alone in dealing with these kind of problems. When the financial crisis hit, almost every state's budget just went in the tank. I do know that legislators recently have worked together to try to set up a rainy day fund, and there's a small amount there right now. I know kicker reform is another possibility, but the final answer is economic development. If people aren't making money, they're not going to be paying taxes, and the government won't have the funds to do what it needs to do, what we need to do. Okay?
Mr. Seligman?
Could you repeat the question?
Sure. What sort of tax or budget reforms would you pursue to even up the wild up and down swings in the state budget?
As a libertarian, I want less taxes. I want less government. I'm here to represent the citizens of Josephine County. That's my number one priority. I will do what the citizens vote to do. Self-sufficiency, less bureaucracy, that's what we should be aiming for here. A libertarian philosophy is live and let live. People moved here to be left alone. They don't want governmental regulations. They don't want more taxes. That's why they moved here from the bigger cities. And we all should realize that governments are inherently wasteful. The Republicans and the Democrats, there isn't really a whole lot of difference. Both of them are pro-government. I am not pro-government. I will question government for the betterment of citizens in Josephine County. Unfortunately, my two distinguished rivals will not do that. They want more taxes, more regulation on some level, and or they want on some level in this county. A libertarian does not feel that way.
Thank you. Mr. Wilson?
Thank you. I think you're talking about stabilization, basically, and there is nothing that you can do, as witnessed by California. There's no other tax that's going to make anything any more stable than what we have. And so ultimately, what Oregon needs to do is reduce its tax rates. If we will reduce our tax rates, we'll get rid of capital gains rates, we will reduce those to a point where they make sense. If we reduce the marginal income tax rate here, those are all things that we could do if we really wanted to stabilize our economy here in the state of Oregon. I've been there before. I've got a 100% rating with the Oregon Taxpayers Association. I've never voted for a tax from Salem for anyone here in this county. It is hard to get a 100% rating. I'm one of only 6 people in the last legislative session I was in to get a 100% rating of no voting for taxes. You can expect more of that from me.